Hi guys, it's me again, Cass from thebookofhorrors.com, well, .weebly.com actually, and I'm going to be showing you, this is manipulation I just did, a tutorial with, and I'm in Ribbet, and a lot of people, I recommend Ribbet to them, and they say, well, I don't know how to get the code for the image. So I thought I'd do a tutorial about getting the code for the image from Ribbet, and also because that would be like a 3-minute tutorial, and that's kind of useless. I thought I'd add in some things about how to make your own code without having to upload it somewhere. When you do a layout, you always upload it to someplace, and I prefer TinyPic because it's free and it doesn't very easily allow people to search for stuff, because I've tried searching for images on TinyPic and it's a real pain in the hiney. It doesn't work very well, which is kind of good. And the reason you do that is because the thing with the way that you can make your own code for the image is if that image that you use ever moves from the original place you found it, which is very likely, much more so than you would think, then the picture will not show up and you'll have a big error message on whatever you use the code in. So you always use TinyPic because, as far as we know, TinyPic is a deviant of PhotoBucket, and that's not going to be closing down anytime soon, at least we hope not. So we come over here and we save the image. And change the file name because I don't want to call it Fairy Forest. Out on a forest, in the woods, well, no, it's not in fall. In summer, well, who cares what season? And it's for future layout. And, oh, I'm going to put it to free user. I'll forget to wonder who else makes the layout for. Save the photo, and when you're doing this sort of thing, you want to save it where you're going to be able to find it. I'm an organizational freak of this kind of stuff, and I've got all these folders everywhere that I can save them in. I'm just going to save it in here because I don't have a folder for minutes yet. And you can save that the way it is. We're not going to close it yet because I'm not done, but we can save that. And if you're going to do a new one, you can close photos. You can continue adding the photo from where you left off. I'm just going to leave this page here because I'm not done with it yet. And we come over here to TinyPic. And tinypic.com is the URL we're looking for. And as you can see, we need no account. But if you hit the Join Now button, it will take you to join PhotoBucket, which I've always found weird, because there's no way to access your images between the two, and there's never actually any mentioning on PhotoBucket of TinyPic, and there's actually no place that says TinyPic is a deviant of PhotoBucket, but it seems to be, because if you try to join, it takes you there. I don't know. It's kind of different. But I guess the thing I don't like about PhotoBucket is it automatically links all of its codes to your albums, which is fine, I guess, but I don't like my layout to be linked to my album. That would just be weird. And besides, you're not supposed to have that kind of thing on Howrse anyway. So, where'd it go? That's not it. Aha, here it is. We can upload this, and we might have to put in oh no, we don't. Sometimes you have to put in one of the, I don't know what they're called, captchas or captchas, I don't know. I've never heard anybody say it, so I just ignore them. Now the direct, this is where you can get your codes, and advertisement here. Go away. There. You can get your codes, your HTML for websites, your image code for forms and message boards, and you can use image code in EC forms, public forms, whatever, on Howrse, and you can also use the image code in your you can use image codes in your PMs too, but your private messages, your image must be smaller than, I think it's 500 pixels wide, because if you don't, it will be wider than the message, and instead of in the forms where the page stretches to fit your image, in private messages it just chops your image off wherever the private message page ends, which is really close to the other side, and you'll be able to tell what your picture is about, because I was sent pictures of things to people before, and all you got was the edge of the background of the picture because it was so big you didn't even get to the focal point before it got cut off. So when you do that, it's best to resize it to website and email 300 by whatever. But I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But HTML for websites goes on your page in HTML mode. Image code goes in your PMs and forms. URL is a clickable link that will take you to a page on TinyFix that looks just like this, but without this part, and your image will be in the middle. And there'll be codes at the bottom to share. That's the only downside, is other people can come along and start sharing your image, but oh well. The direct link takes you to a blank white page with the image stuck up here in the top left corner and nothing else. And that's the page we need for a layout, if you're doing a layout, which I'll be doing a layout tutorial with this picture here in a few minutes, after I do this layout. After I do this tutorial, I mean, not after I do this layout. Anyway, now you can do this without uploading it to TinyFix. If you're doing a layout, you do, because obviously we don't need the picture disappearing. But you can do a, say if you're putting something on your page, or just a banner for an advertisement, or whatever, you can make your own code that will not be linked, because all these codes, well, these are obviously aren't, but these codes here, you see where it says image, these has two URLs. This is linked to TinyFix, and so is this. And the alt text, and the way you can kind of tell is if you go to the end, you see, if you understand HTML, you can, well, this isn't working. Anyway, you can see the href tag means it's a link. It's linking to TinyFix image, which is good, but it's also linking, which I can't seem to get to scroll, but on the other side, it's linking to TinyFix homepage, and the alt text, which is the text that will display if the image doesn't come through, is about free hosting with TinyFix. So you can get rid of that very easily. I'm going to use a program I have for writing to show you this real quick. You can make your own HTML code by typing one of these, image src with a space equals, and then you put the direct link, then another one, and an ending tag. And then you can, to get that, what I a lot of times do is upload the image. If I'm putting the image on my site and then putting code below it, like I a lot of times do for banners, I can just right-click it, copy image. You can find where did you find the image before you saved it? You can right-click it and hit copy URL and paste what you copied in here. But for the moment, I'm putting the TinyFix one in here because I don't. Well, actually, no, I'll show you. You can come to here. I'm going to click on the image. You can come to here, if it ever loads. Well, while it's doing that, I'll show you something else. You can also do your own form code very easily by just using capitals. You do one of them brackets, img, bracket, space, bracket, /img. And your link, your direct URL goes in between with no spaces, and you're done. But come here, you can right-click, copy image URL. There it is. It goes onto your clipboard, go to where you're typing up your thing, click in the box, paste. There's the HTML code for that image, without all the links and advertisements. Do the same thing with image code. And to show you that this works, I can just copy this. Whoops, well, cut, I guess, would work. Then I can come over here, go to the HTML tester, paste it in, and test the code, and look what appears. Whoops, I can't get to the, there it is. And look what appears, the picture, which is ginormous, and I really need to resize it. But anyway, that's how you make your own unlinked codes, and I'm just about out of time, which is good because I'm out of things to say. So thanks for watching, and also there's a new next tutorial is going to be with the same image, making a layout to show you how to do that by video. I have a text tutorial on the site under graphics help under the pages menu, but anyway, I thought I'd do a video tutorial too just to make it easier. So thanks for watching, TBH fans, and I'll see you in the next video.